Boom, we're live. Hey everybody, and welcome. Today's stream we will continue where we stopped in the previous ones because this is what stream number part 4, 5, what is it now? 4? Yeah, I think this is the 4th one. We'll continue making our cafe shop, and this is basically where we stopped in the last time. Now last week we only had one stream due to some business arrangements I had, so I couldn't actually stream on the Thursday. So yeah, there was only one, so if you weren't around you didn't actually miss it. And this is where we are at the moment. We have the seating arrangements done for the low chairs, the low tables. We have the seating arrangements for the high chairs that we've created. We did make the interior design, at least for this part over here. We do need to create something about the seating arrangements for this place, and we will need to add some sort of a table for the high chairs over here. We do need to have a we have a placeholder for the bar here. We'll have to create that thing, and also we're gonna have to do something about this front over here, so we can either like make this thing one big glass plane, which I'm not a big fan of, or we can do something about this to make it more interesting, and then carry on in making the interior more cafe-like and giving it a bit more of a soul to this thing. Yeah, just give me a sec, I'll be right back. I gotta just close the window. Alright, there we go. Alright, so for this stream, I will need some ideas from you guys. So that means, like always, we have our Discord channel up. Go into the streaming related and drop in your ideas over here, so we can see where we go from here and what we create on this stream. So it's your guys' choice where we start from or what we start doing. So for now, we can choose to either deal with the seating over here, create the high table, the bar, or deal with this one. So what do you guys say? Where do we go from here? Where do we start this stream? What do we create? What are we creating first? Leave your ideas in the comments and let's see what happens. Alright, so we have one for the seating arrangements for this piece over here. Alright, let me just see something. There we go. Do I have that thing? Yes, I do. Alright, so this is the one that we were looking for, or looking at, not for. Let's just zoom in. So this is what we've been following. So this is what they have done at this place. So they have this long bench and a double seating over here. So I can also see that in here there is, yeah, there is. So over here we have some divisions which are making this thing more interesting. So let's do that. So it's basically 1, 2 of these and 4 of the smaller ones. Pretty simple actually. If we take a look at over here, we can see that it's flat on the bottom, but it's kind of rounded at the top. So this really shouldn't be that hard to create. So let's use this. Alright, so I know for a fact that this is where I'm going to be working on, so I'm going to just isolate this thing. Like always, save before we do anything else. And now, knowing this, what I'm going to do is put an edit poly and just take this polygon over here, which is something that I know I'm going to have this thing as the total length of the seating arrangements. So that I only basically need this as a guideline. Now for this, I know that I'm going to have to separate this in 4 pieces. Why 4? Well, the first thing is that the first time we actually separate this is the length of just 1, and I'm going to have to separate these guys again. So just put it in 3. This is going to give me the separation or the size of this thing, or how big it's supposed to be. So this one, I'm just going to go ahead and hold down Shift and extrude it upwards. Disregard the fact that we have no textures. Actually, let's just go ahead and $sign and then comma material equals undefined, so we have no issues with the materials, like that. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to take this element over here and detach it. I don't need to detach it as a clone, I'm just going to detach it as one. Now select this, effect pivot only, and well, actually I'm just going to go ahead and check to see how big this thing is going to be. So I think that this size kind of fits well, so I'm happy with how this thing is. So what I'm going to do is again select this, now make it a shell. I know for a fact that I don't want it to go backwards, because if it's going back, this is where we have the glass. So this is going to be about, let's try 15 centimeters, like this. That's okay. I'm going to open up my thing to see it on this side. Now I'm going to put an edit poly on top of here, and what I want to do is I want to start adding in some edges here. So that one is going to hold that edge. I want to have one for the back, another one over here, another one over there. Let's drop in one more over here. And I'm also going to select this thing, remove it for now, because there is no need to have that thing up on the high one. We only need that division on the smaller ones. So let's quickly check and see how this thing looks with the turbo smooth. All right, similar to what we have, even though it's a very low poly. So we need to add in some more edges. Now, one of the things that you're always it's always good to have is when you're doing something like this, always make sure that you have enough geometry. You don't have elongated polygons like this one. So now it would be a good time to go ahead and try to see how many divisions we want to have for the stitching. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 for the stitching. So let's go in and drop it at 9 like this. Awesome. So with this, if I show it up right now, it's pretty close, straight from the get-go to what we have here. We just need to control this thing a bit better on the bottom, because we want it to go in a bit more. So I'm gonna move this upwards until like something like this, and then move the lowest point over here. So this one a bit to the back like this, so it's kind of tapers in. All right, awesome. Now let's take these 9 edges that we got over here, the ones that we just created, and since we want to have a visual cue of these, what I want to do for them is I want to either extrude them or chamfer them. Extrusion, let's try it with an extrude inwards and a very small amount, like something maybe like this would work. So let's try it minus 0.3 with a 0.5. All right, so round numbers. Now with the turbo smooth on, pretty close to what we have here. With 2, yeah, it's fine. 3 will get us that look. Alright, so from what I'm seeing over here, very close, although this line in here is a bit less pronounced than what we have, so it's easy to create that. All we got to do is just go in here on the upper side, and let's show the cage. So now once we move this thing and move it to the back a bit, there we go, we got that look that we were going for. Cool. Now the only thing that I do want to have is up here, I want to have another edge that's gonna be used as the overlap for the stitching. So just one edge extra, and with that edge I want to go ahead and extrude a smaller like this. Okay, now this one I want to make it over to this side, so it's kind of overlapping. Let's see how this is going to look. All right, and let's do it like this. One in here, one connect with only one segment, and offset this thing outwards like this. So let's see if this is going to give us that result that we were looking for. There we go. So it kind of looks like it's overlapping and going underneath. Awesome. So I know for a fact that this thing is symmetrical on both sides, so all I gotta do is drop in a symmetry on the Y. And in this case, although I will need to go, oh, actually, you know what? If I put it on the Y and decrease the threshold, nope, still the symmetry doesn't work, because at the moment my pivot is actually not snapped to, whoop, not snapped to the actual center over here. There we go. Hey Shukrat, hey everybody. Let's test it out and see. Now it's exactly in the middle. All right, so symmetry in on the Y with a turbo smooth on. There we go. So we have this stitching on both sides, and since we have that, let's just check the bottom. That bottom is pretty much similar, but before we do that, let's just check this, see if it's okay. It is. 100% sure about this corner here, but let me check. Yeah, one of the things that I do want to change is basically move this thing a tad bit lower. Oops. Maybe something like this. There we go. So we no longer have that very sharp edge like here. Just move this thing a bit down, and we get it to be a bit squished in. Since we do have the symmetry, it will translate on the other side as well. There we go, much better. I could have probably made this thing a bit rounder at the back here as well, but let's just check it and see. Do I really need to though? There is no need to make it rounder because I don't want to add any more geometry in there, but it's fine like this. All right, so anti-isolate, that's fine. Isolate just these two again. Now let's create the seating. Again, select these two, detach, as a clone, whatever works. Alright, select this. Now we want to have this thing be the seating. The seating should have some thickness to it. So shell, thickness 15, more or less should be about 20, I guess. Yeah, this looks okay. Alright, so let's edit poly. Select these two guys, move them up. Actually, let's move it up to here. No, I'm gonna have to find a way to make this thing to the right size, to about somewhere like here. And I'm looking at this image, so this is basically separated in two parts. So for each of these long ones in the back, we have two smaller ones. So I'm just gonna make one and then copy it over to the other side. And these are very simple, so there isn't really that much to do. So all I gotta do is select this guy, detach, isolate it for now, cap this side that we just cut off, and add in the extra geometry. So one over here, 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 one at the bottom, one over there. Turbo Smooth will help us with the rounding. Now we just need to control how this thing is going to be made. So I actually do want to have one more connection in here. And I'm going to put one more like this. Well, actually, you know what? Once we actually put one, let's put in two so we have more control over the puffiness of this thing. So one like that, one connection like this, and I basically have the ability to select just this edge over here and move it upwards a tiny bit to get that puffiness. Same thing for this size. There we go, we get this. And we can also select these guys over here and puff them out a bit like this. So that's going to break up that corner or sharp turn that we have over there. Also put in one connection in here. Extrude. There we go. And move this thing inwards on the Y. Move this thing over on this side. And I can even chamfer this side around a bit to get a rounded cut like this, which should help with when we put the Turbo Smooth on. Alright, just one of these guys in here to get that offset on the Y. So it's get like this. So we have that bulge in here. Alright, another chamfer, a very small amount chamfer for this. There we go, and that chamfer is going to give me this inner edge, so it kind of looks like it does have a place where the stitching would go. Alright, and I do want to make this thing a bit less pronounced with this sharpness here on these edges. Select them all, move it in like that. Alright, that's fine. Let's select the ones on the top. Move it down. Move it in. There we go. Much less pronounced cuts. Much more rounded. Well, at the back it doesn't really matter. We won't see it. Again, let's do the same thing with the symmetry that we did previously. I do want to have one cut in the middle here. So connect. And I'm going to use that extra edge in there to help me with the pivot. Make sure it's snapped in the middle, like this. Symmetry over on the Y. There you go. Both sides have that thing. Now, turbo smooth. We do have a bit of a puffiness up on the center. Let's just add in that puffiness up or translate it up on the front as well. So select. Take into account that we do have the symmetry, so we only need to move one. There we go. So puffiness up on the front. Maybe raise it up a bit. There we go. We don't really care about how the low poly looks like, as long as the high poly version or the finished version looks more like what we're seeing at our reference image. And this thing does kind of look like what I'm looking at. So select this, copy it over on this side as a copy, and go to align it over here. Pivot to pivot, no, center to center. That works well. Remove that thing. Move it closer like this. Awesome. All right, select all of them. Save first. And copy it over to this side. That's fine. This meets well over there. I do need to move this thing a bit over to this side. Let's take just one of these guys, move it over a bit like this to make it a bit bigger. We don't want to have too pronounced gaps. There we go, like this. So very minor changes. Tweaks just so it fits a bit better. All right, that's fine. Move it a tiny bit up. There we go, that's okay. Now, I'm gonna select all of them that we just created. And what I do need to do is make just a tiny bit of a correction in here. That correction is going to deal with this edge where it's going to start to taper in like this. There we go. Let's add in one extra edge in here. Alright, isolate this thing and let me do this. Alright, again, isolate, let's see. Alright. Looks better now. Looks like it's fitting. Awesome. Alright, so if it's fitting, I'll just copy this thing over like this and simply realign it back to this other guy here. So we delete that thing and just raise up our logo here, raise it up to about here, and boom, we just got our seating done. So let me save again, and let's really do a quick unwrap on this. It shouldn't be that hard. Unwrap UVW. We do have a natural seam here, so select one of these edges, seam, Oh, is the music too loud? There we go. There we go. That cut is over there. Now I do want to have another cut from around this whole thing, but we don't want it to go across, so I just need it to go on the bottom. Is it okay? Yep, it's right where we want it. So, connection seam done. This one shouldn't be complicated, but like always, I'm gonna resave on a different version because this is Max, and Max loves to do one thing and does that one thing amazing, and that is crash. So let's just resave in case Max decides to crash. It doesn't bring the house with it. So you open the UV editor. Alright, select the whole thing and hit it up with the quick peel. Alright, that's fine. Quick peel on that side. Select this thing. I hit it with a planer. Same thing, planer here as well. And this guy over here, the whole thing will be a basic quick peel. I probably should have isolated this thing, but it's Max. Hopefully it won't crash, but we'll see. This is exactly why I prefer to use other software for unwrapping, because as long as you give Max something remotely dense, it likes to go into overdrive and casually crash. Let's just hope this is not one of those casual times where it just crashes. I'm giving it another 20 seconds. And then we'll see. Well, yeah, this was not what I was expecting to get, but let's just see what happens when we start to relax this thing. Oh goddamn, that was nice. All right, so we're gonna start with just relax, and we're gonna do the only sensible thing and just say screw it. Let's go with UV unwrap and do this thing, or unfold 3D, and just do this thing very, very fast. Woo! God damn! All right, that was interesting. I don't know why, but I'm really hoping I'm not getting sick. Anyways, let's select this thing along with, you know what? I'm gonna take all of this as it is and export it out as one object, because if I do it that way, all the UVs that I do for it is gonna be, they're gonna be unique, so they're not gonna have any repeating texture. So let's do it like that. There we go. Let's go into our Twitch, other models, exports, hit it up with Windows heating. There we go. And isolate, unfold 3D. we'll make quick work of this thing. So isolate load obj, find my loaded obj. Alright, Twitch. There we go. Random models, cafe style. No, what the hell? Alright, there we go. Window seating. Cool. There we go. Alright, so again, do the same thing like we did previously. Select this edge, cut, go to the corners, do the same thing on this edge, loop, cut, select loop, cut, select loop, cut. Do the same thing on the base ones, and since they are really nothing complicated, just select one of these edges, Control L, loop, cut. Do this thing 4 more times, and Bob's your uncle. Control L, C. Do the same thing on this side. Control L, C. Control L, C. Control L, C. Control L, C. Now my nose started running. This is no good. Alright, so now on the bottom I do want to have one cut for all of these, so one, Control L, C, and this is a smart thing, it goes from one border to the other, it doesn't go all the way across, so I don't have to do any more cleanup, so just need to select one of these edges, loop it around and cut like that, and that's done. And this would be what Autodesk should be looking at for their own products, but for some reason they don't, and in all of their updates the things that they give us is ridiculous. Anyways, hit unfold and look at the magic happens. And now the best thing would be if this thing actually crashes and everything that I just said that's positive about Unfold 3D goes into the water. So let's see if it's gonna do its magic, or if it's not gonna do the magic. Like I said, there we go. Very magically done. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and select all of these guys. I can further refine this by going in here, maybe selecting the corner pieces over here, hitting up with edge vertical. Let's see if this is gonna work better. Control L, oh, Control L on the actual corner one. There we go. Those are for the vertical ones. Let's try the ones for the edge ones. Gonna go horizontal flat. Control L, there we go. And by just doing that and optimizing it, let's just see how well it's gonna optimize it. Alright, man. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Take care. See you next time. Alright, progression. Doing all its magic. That's straighten out some of the things and just move it down a bit. And I can try and do the unfold brush. That's gonna give me a more straight or localized effect, like this. There we go. This is how you would prep this thing if you want to use this model in something like Unreal, because when you are prepping up your scenes for models to go into a game engine, what you want to have is your edges here, or these edge or the corner edges, you want them to be very flat, because otherwise you're gonna run into some problems with lighting issues. So let's just do this since we don't have that requirement. Just gonna rescale everything and repack them together. There we go, like this. Let's try and just ever so slightly move things around so we can maybe use a bit more of the space. Let's see if I put this thing over here, how much rotate around like this. Alright, select everything, scale it outwards. Let's see how big is this now. Oh yeah, this is gonna fit like a glove. Alright, select those, push them in. Select this, move it in. And this is okay. So save the OBJ, close this, and delete it over here. And I'm actually going to select this thing that I just took away from it. Now import. And from the import, I'm going to re-import the unwrapped version. So Twitch, random models, export, Windows seating. All right, that's done. Import. It's going to put it right there. There we go. And if I check out my texture right now, let's see. Do I have a checker texture? No, I don't. Let's make one checker material. Checker material, open up documents. Now for this thing, I'm going to use one of my textures. Let's try it with this one. All right, reapply. There we go. Everything looks well. Go in here, tiling 10 by 10. There we go. No issues, no problems. Everything is unwrapped properly. And all of these are individual ones. We can move them around if you want. So let's select all of these, give them a different color, or give them a color that's actually going to be in tune with what we have around here. There we go, like this. And in here, from what I can see, they have a brownish leathery color like this. So let's just give it something with a diffuse so I can visually have an idea as to what is happening in here. So let's select everything, give it a color and texture. Do I have something similar? this is a distressed suede. I don't want it to be distressed. I want to have a cured one, so let's use just the brown leather one. Alright, make it even smaller. So let's try 6 by 6. Alright, this works. Alright, cool. And the only thing that I can actually see from this image that I'm looking at is they have another element, and that is underneath here they have these planks going across, which are actually the same thing with these planks. So let's add in that thing, which is going to break up that boring look that we have over here. So for that, what I'm going to do is just select this entire edge, detach as a clone, work off from that, select just that edge, there we go. I want to have this thing flat to here, this thing flat to here. So for this, let's go ahead and do some of the divisions. So connect one in here and then across. I'm going to go with my connect, 2 segments like this. And now what I can do is select all of my boards like this and hit with the inset by polygon, a smaller one, so let's try 0.3. Alright, click OK, Control I to get the inverted selection, and delete. What we're left with is these boards. Now to get some thickness out of them, hit it with a shell of 1 centimeter should be enough. And to get the needed corners, let's just hit it up with a chamfer edge. So let's try with a 0.1 like this. Awesome. So now that we have all of these, what I can do is randomize them a bit, and that's going to be done by simply selecting some of the actual edges, move them in like this, maybe move this one up like that. All right, move it up. There we go. We got some randomized placement for this. Now heat it up with a UV map, a box one. Let's try it. Keep it in the same size, 200 by 200 by 200. Actually, let's make it even smaller, like this, and add the wood material to it. All right, and for here, I'm actually going to select just my material and rotate it around like this, 90. I don't want to play around with the actual texture because we have that thing applied to other places. There we go. So if I anti-isolate, yeah, I get that look there as well. I should probably go ahead and add some structure here for something to hold these guys together. So let's go ahead and do this. So detach as a clone. All right, isolate again. Reuse the same as a frame for what I'm gonna do here. So connect one. Actually, connecting two more. And now just select this guy across. So connect with one and create shape from selection. Linear, it's fine. 1, 2, and 3. Create shape from selection. Linear, 1, 2, and 3. That's fine. So with these guys off, what I can do now is select my spline that I just created, make it renderable, make it a rectangular one. Now make it smaller. One, there we go, it's going to the back. I actually like the fact that I can see it go through. So it's gonna be 3 by 1. And I'm gonna move this thing a bit lower so it can be seen through the cut over there. Make one more up on here. And I'm gonna make this thing a tiny bit smaller, so maybe 0.8, just so it's not overlapping up here, so it kind of looks like it's underneath. So 0.8 again. 1, 2, and 3. Select all of them. Chamfer it with a small amount, 0.1. There we go. Gray. Actually, let's make it a dark gray so it's not in the way. And maybe just move this thing off the floor a bit. All right. Couple of more to cover up. All right, I guess I'm gonna have to move it like this. So grow, grow. Okay, so we got that thing done. Let me see what did I miss. Take care of you. I'm looking for a job in the US as a Maya modeling and Unity 3D developer. Good luck, man. Hope you find it. Quick question: if you have a client, then that client provide you with floor plan for you, do you really go to that site, or they just mail you? All right, that would be good if I can go to the actual site and see how that thing is made. But usually what happens is you get a client with request for you to create something for them, and that thing is not even done, so it's just paper. So what you get is you get either the DWG, or you get, in some cases, drawing out of their napkin, or pretty much they've sketched something on a piece of paper and they give it to you and you have to make heads or tails. Those are the ones that kind of put your, let's just say that they put your temperature to test. If you can get a DWG, that's the best idea. If not, you just hope to get at least some sort of a building plan. Alright, anyways, you guys give me 1 minute. I gotta go to the bathroom, so be right back. Alright, back. Since we got that thing out of the way, now it's time to reload. Alright, so let's see. What is the next thing we want to tackle on? We got the seating done. This area is starting to look okay, and I probably have to do something about the top here. Maybe add some lighting there. We'll see. Anyways, do we start with the front here? Do we go with the high tables? Do we go with the bar? Where do we go from here? What do you guys think? Or better yet, ideas. Drop them in Discord and let's see what happens. So for now, say not too chatty, I see. Oh well. Alright then, I will continue with what I was doing and just hit up the, well, actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is finish up this entry point over here. What I saw in that place is that on the outside I have one more thing. So there we go. Over here they have this low point which is used as a guardrail, which kind of defines this thing really well. So let's add in that thing as well. For that, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to isolate this and this like this. Well, yeah, that isolated a lot. All right, so let's go in, just drop in one box. I'm gonna go from there to maybe, oh, there. Drop it down. All right, edit poly. Snap this thing over here. Snap this thing over there. All right, that's on the outside. Oh, I can see a problem here. All right, this means that this entire piece should have been a bit more on the outside, or actually on the inside. So let's move it up, or move it in rather, like this. That's above the symmetry. Add in one turbo smooth and just move this thing in like this. I don't want to deal with the other symmetry problem, so let's, crap. Okay, so I'm gonna have to deal with this like so. All right, that's fixed. Do the same thing over here. Above the symmetry, put on an edit poly. Show the end result. There we go. Hey Shinoda. Cool, man. Enjoy the stream later on then. Oh, snap. Okay. I think I might have a problem here. Yep, I do. I didn't select these guys off, and now I'm in a bit of a bind, so I have to get this thing back in here. All right, that's fine. Now we got that thing done. We can use this as a boundary for this. So I'm gonna put this thing a bit lower until it gets to about here, I guess. Yeah. This is where this thing meets. And now what I want to do is select these guys around here like this and detach them out as a clone and work on them to make the guardrail. Oh, and de-isolate. Delete that thing, I will no longer need it. Here I do want to keep this thing or move it in like this, so this is actually going to be the entrance, so there's not going to be any guardrail over there. Now for here, add in a couple of, so how many do I have? 1, 2, 3 on the front. So connection 3 of these guys like this. Here we got, how many? 2? Yeah, 2 segments. And here's gonna be this one. I'm not gonna do anything else with it. Just move it to about there. Awesome. Now select this, isolate it like this. And what I want to do is select all of these edges that are actually going upwards or vertical, and create shape from selection, smooth ones. Create the ones that are horizontal, create shape from selection, linears. And these guys will be, let's see, 3 by 3. Same thing on the one on the top, 3 by 3. Actually 3 by 4 in this case. I want it to be a bit around this. There we go. Cool. So I just need to add in, from what I can see in here, they do have something similar like we had on the pillars inside. We want to have that thing happen here as well, something like this. So I'm going to isolate it and going to do this. Select this, this, so these two. If I go ahead and detach this as such, select them both and go to slice plane. When slice, slice, slice. All right, do the same thing over here. And since we're moving them on a random value, they're not really going to be identical. There we go. Turn on the slice plane. Now select all of these guys and just create shape from selection. Do the same thing we did previously. There we go. Awesome. Now select these guys. And let's see, this is 4. So yeah, the isolate. Let's see how this thing looks. All right, so this, at least I need to have it as a 3. There we go. It's inside. Actually, this is even a smaller one, so it's going to go with 2. There we go. All right, delete that thing. Do the same thing on these two. So again, detach. All right. Make the necessary cuts. Go to slice plane. This time around, I'm going to cut up on 45 this way. Like this, a slice. Slice, slice. There we go. I'm slicing so much, you might think I'm a bread slicer. There we go. Cut in over here. Go. Oh, well, hello. Nice to see you online. Hey, hello, nice. How are you today? Hey, hello back to everybody. I do apologize if I don't see your comment right away, because, well, as you can see, I'm slicing stuff. And when this thing happens, is basically I just need to like keep my eyes here. Otherwise, I cannot slice, or I might slice off my finger. There we go. Slice off. Delete this. This is what we have left. And holy crap, this looks appalling. All right. Okay. Just this guy. I'm definitely gonna move you in because you look like crap. I don't like you. Yeah, there we go. This is better. Alright, cool. This works. Let's see if I can actually reuse this thing. So just hit it up with a 90. Oh, these are not the same size, are they? No, they're not. Or, nope. Nope. No, they're... Oh well. I'm gonna do this and just do the lazy thing. There we go. I just made it so it kind of fits. for these guys, move them up or move them back. I'd rather just use or move one and get away with it. That's fine, this is okay. Make one more copy over here. All right, now for this one, move it back. Let's see if I can do something like this then. Select these guys off, select this. This is what, 180, move it across. All right, now deselect some of these guys off like this, and these ones will get moved, oops, without that one. All right, center to object. Yeah, that's okay. Let's see what I have selected. All right, isolate all of this, deselect that, deselect this, isolate again. Cool. Now delete that, and the only thing that's left is just the frame. Now for this, before I do anything else, I'm gonna save, and now I want to have everything be the same exact in the spline. So I'm gonna go attach multiple, all of these shapes, attach them together as one. There we go, that's fine. Oh, a bit of a problem here though. I shouldn't have done that, because if I do that, everything is going to get this size. So what we're going to do is select everything like this, edit poly, and once we have this thing as an edit, or better yet, no, just select one of these guys, hit an edit poly on it, and then go attach all of these guys together like this. This is not going to change the size of the smaller ones, so once we actually come in, we're going to see that they are actually in the inside. There we go, like this. And with this done, I just need to go ahead and add a small chamfer of 0.1 to get the corners. And cool. And now when I take a look at this, and it looks crap because I need to have that thing in here, so let's just quickly go in, steal some of these guys off from here maybe. What? All right, so 180. Okay, as an element, that's fine. Or better yet, that's kind of okay. And I just need to move these guys across till they're in the right position. This one is no longer needed. This thing will get down. Actually, let's see what I can use without actually having to go in and move stuff around. That's okay. Click, deselect, move this thing back in here. And delete that one. Control click on the vertices. Move it up to here. Move move this thing up there. All right. There we go, and it's done. All right, Dennis, can you show me please the shortcut for enable and disable the pivot? What do you mean the shortcut for enable disable pivot? The pivot is always enabled. If you want to move the pivot, that's a different thing. You just have to click on hierarchy and click on affect pivot only. That way you can move the pivot around and do whatever you want with it. Alright, we have that. What is this? Is this the no, it's not. This is the inside as well, is it? Yeah, it's the whole thing. So what I'm going to have to do is maybe increase this thing outwards like this. Yeah, extend it out like this, and here just extend this thing with the move. There we go. Or there you go. You just press the insert, as Yudis just said, and you can move the pivot around. But that will, yeah, basically, if you want to affect the pivot, just press the insert button. Turn on, turn off. What Yudi just said, and I've never used, so there you go. Interesting though is every time I actually wanted to do this thing, as I've always went to affect pivot only and move it. Control Shift X, isn't that the expert mode? Nope, it's not. Oh. Control X, this is the expert mode. I have no idea why they call this thing an expert mode. To me, it just looks like something that when you're just starting out with Macs and you unintentionally press Control X, this thing happens and you go like, what the hell did I just do? And then you go ahead and uninstall Macs and reinstall Macs, and hopefully everything is fixed. I'm saying this because this is what exactly happened to me when I was starting out. I unintentionally pressed Control X and everything disappeared. Alright, so we got this. The only thing that I'm missing for the outside is the canvas covering up this thing. So let's, now that we're doing that, let's just do that as well. So let's select these guys off. Alright, isolate this. And let's do it like this. I'm gonna export this as the frame. Canvas. All right, now comes the interesting part. That is Marvelous Designer. On. But Scotty, you see, today is not going to be a bad day for Marvelous Designer, because the thing that I'm about to create is a very simple thing, and it probably won't do any more problems that it should. So I'm just going to import the thing that I just made. There we go, DKZ Twitch. Random models, exports, and frame canvas. Alright, I don't need that thing. So you modeled a light in 5 minutes that would have taken you 20 minutes. I want to see that light. Alright, let's see. Now this thing, where the hell is it? Alright, you know what? Screw it. Let's just... I have no idea where this thing is placed, but... Alright. And then... Where's this thing gonna be placed now? Holy crap, alright. Of course this thing is not gonna be seen. God damn it. This is huge. Yeah. Alright. Time for some eyeballing. Alright, tarp over. Okay. Alright, that's okay. Now, once I have this thing in here, what I do want to do is tack this thing on. Where's my tail? One of the things that I really do hate when they introduce a new version is that every time they do something, they change where things are. So now I need to, god damn it. You know what? I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna let this thing drop down and hopefully the pins will hold it. I was gonna tack it onto the avatar, but I guess that's not in the cards for today. Just gonna use pins to simulate that. Alright, one pin in there. Alright. Let's see. Now this is gonna get an interesting result if this thing tugs to the right. Since I have these two pulling down, if this is gonna tug the entire thing to the back, this is gonna propel like it's made out of elastic. Let's see. Or not. Alright, it's just falling down. Amazing stuff when you're simulating cloth on a surface that's this big. Alright, I gotta just reuse this thing while it's still not actually finished. Simulation, just make it a bit smaller. Alright, let's try like this. Come on, just drop down. Come to think of it, what I should have done is take my actual frame, scale it down like down to a 10% chance and just make it smaller and then just rescale it back upwards. That would have saved me so much compute time, but hey. Why do it the simple way where you can have some annoyance like this? Alright, it's dropping in there. Simulate, goddammit. Oh hell no, this thing is dropping off from the hinges about here. So what I'm gonna do is raise it up a bit. Oh, this is not gonna be a happy time for my rendering. Or simulating, not rendering. So select attack. Right now, move it downwards. I can tell you right away, this is not going to be a happy move for Marvelous. Alright, that's okay. So I need to move this thing up to here. Alright, resimulate. Okay, I guess the responsiveness is amazing. Oh yeah. This is what you get when you start simulating stuff that's about 6 meters long and about what 3 or 4 meters wide. This is basically like you're simulating sails for a boat. Not a happy day for Marvelous. So let's just select this thing. Make it a bit smaller so it's about here, I guess. Oh, no. Wait, now it's way too small. This was a bad move. That was a bad move. Now this is gonna go crap crazy. Yes, it is. Let's see what happens. Okay, it kind of smoothed itself out. Now I just kind of hope that this thing doesn't pinch together and make a really bad fold. Just kind of trying to do. You know what? What I'm going to do is increase or decrease the particle density. I'm going to hit it up to 50, which is going to give me like really crappy quality, but I will get speed. No. And once I have everything in position, then I can revert it back to like 20 and resimulate it again so I get a bit more on the quality. There you go. Use these tacks to help me guide this thing around. It is a pain in the ass, but you know, it kind of gives off a really nice result. So in the end, it's kind of worth it. Plus, it's the most non-technical work you can ever do. Somebody asks you what you do, you go like, I work on a computer all day long, I'm trying to do complicated simulations, and what they imagine in their head you doing is just like crunching numbers, doing magical stuff. And what you're doing in reality is you're putting pins into some fabrics and watching them unfold, and then asking yourself, where did you go wrong in your life that you ended up doing this thing right here? All right, that's fine. Now, a bit of a problem in here is that I want to have this thing over this edge. Now, select this. Right. Tack on one. In there. How does it look from the bottom? Yeah, it looks okay. It looks semi okay. All right, that's cool. Let's put one in there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Move these guys off. Time to try and get this thing to go over, and like always, what I thought was going to be a very, very simple and quick simulation turns out into a tug of war with Marvelous Designer. Amazing. Why couldn't it just fall off over this thing and be done with it? And this is simulating at 50mm. God damn it. Once I put this thing to 20 or even 10, this is going to be interesting. It's not the processor usage thing. I need to change my processor. That's the thing I need to change. I'm just waiting for AMD to release their new Zen architecture so I can finally upgrade my computer. It's been in the wait for the last 5 years or 6 years, I guess. The last time I upgraded my PC was like what, 2010? And oh no, what the hell just happened to the front? All right. I'm not trying to do a ghost canvas. I'm just trying to get this thing to go all over and not do anything stupid like this. Alright, you are getting delete selected pin. The only thing that I move a bit, I guess it's just this front part here, because I think this is going to be visible. It's going to be a bit of an eyesore. There we go. Make this thing like so. Now this is trying to skid away. Let's not give it the chance. Let's get it all away in here. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is select everything, reduce this thing to 20. It's going to be interesting. Calculation time. But yeah. Well, for the CPU upgrade, up until now there was really no need to do anything. Like, I'm using a i7 2400, which is great if you like think about how old this PC or this CPU is. Still doing an amazing job. So there was nothing from Intel that would warrant a change or an upgrade. Now Control W and let everything drop down to there. Stop it here. There we go. This thing works. Okay. So export, select it. Canvas, cover, save, heat it up with unify texture. UV coordinates is fine. Centimeters, it's fine. Okay. All right, back to our thing. And go to import. Import our canvas cover. All right, import 154,000 vertices. Amazing. And fudge. All right, so apparently there's one more guy over here that I somehow missed on getting the great, freaking great. All right, so let's just, god damn it, this could have been avoided. Fall off, bigger fall off. There we go. That's okay. Actually, smaller fall off. I don't want to move this thing around. Nope. Nope. Alright. Oh, no. No, select everything like this. And with selected, let's just really relax this. Okay, turn off the, where is it? Turn off soft selection. Alright, get it like this. So now in here, back to our relax, brush size a bit bigger. It's gonna be better. Let's see. Hey, it looks okay. Kinda okay. Not simulated perfectly, but it does the job. So I'm happy with it. Oh yeah, dude, the a 1950X, that's gonna be the best deal, because from what I've seen on the benchmarks from people that are getting leaks out, that thing is a beast. All right, let's quickly test this thing out, see if everything is fine. Yeah, everything is fine. Texture is okay. It's going to be fine. Let's just put on a different material for it. All right. So hit it up with maybe some sort of a fabric, just as a placeholder. Tarp is fine. Yeah, that's okay. Again, okay, go with the smooth selection, the soft selection, increase the distance. It's okay. Quickly, maybe move this thing in. Rotate around. Move up till it gets above. There we go. What the simulation couldn't do, we can do it by hand. Right, so when you walk out, you actually get this nice cover, nice seating arrangement for the outside. That's okay. Yes, it's fine for the outside. All right, so we got those two out of the way. I'm gonna save. Now, what else are we gonna do now? Well, I could finish up this seating arrangement over here, because at the moment we do have the seats, but we don't have tables in front of it. And what I can see up on the reference that I used, these guys have basically some sort of a small table in here and some small seats like these, like basic ottomans. So let's add something like that. It's gonna give us some variety for our place. And those are actually pretty simple things to create. So we'll just start off with just a box, and yeah, this can be this and go in. So let's go with, try it 150, height of 80. Oh, 150 might be too much though for these, so let's try with 100. There we go, maybe 180 by 35. Cool. I think this is gonna work, because from what I can see over here, kind of looks similar to what you would see. There we go. So how are these made? Quite simple actually. So let's do that. Let's select the box and then hit it up with a poly. Go 1, 2, 3. Actually, let's isolate this thing so you can see it better. So these guys will be detached as a clone. Now let's work on that clone. So what I can do here is select all of these polygons, inset them inwards for, let's say, 2 or 3 centimeters. Let's 2. I think is going to be enough. So okay, delete this, and what is left, just hit it up with a shell. This shell should be, let's see, is going outwards. Yes, it is. Let's try it on the inwards. So 1. All right, so 1 is too little. So let's try with 3. Yeah, 3 should be enough. Although I think it might create a bit of an issue over here with the overlap. But why? Okay, something is wrong here. So let me see some why. All right. So shell it. The inert. Yeah, try it with 2. Let's go with 3. Now I'm going to have to do a bit of a model cleanup over here, because right now we have a bit of an overlap for 2 of these things. First I'll delete this, and then delete this, and what is left is I'm going to have to cap this thing over. And delete that thing. Delete this. All right, cool. Now snap this thing back to position in here. That's fine. Oh, so that's why. The cutting here is, there we go. I want this thing to cut across like this, so I don't actually end up with a cut like this. Control backspace. All right, bridge this together. That's cool. This basically tells me what's the height this thing should be at. So I just wonder if I have this problem on the bottom, do I have it on the top as well? Yes, I do. So I just need to fix the bottom. And yeah, this was a crappy way of starting this model, but now we just start fixing up what we just screwed up, I guess. I'm not going back to do it properly, just gonna do it this way. But I should have just selected the bottom, then get the corners and extrude it outwards, which would have solved my problems. But hey, this is why we are here. We are here because we want to do stuff on the silly way, sometimes straight out the stupid way, and then you learn how not to do it for the next time. Yeah, I'm gonna symmetry the top. I just need to fix the bottom. Kind of screwed up the top a bit, I mean the bottom of it, so I need to unscrew my bottom first. Ah, damn it. Really? Oh, this is not even welded together. Amazing. Fine. And in the land of things that are never gonna go easy, today we have another episode of how to screw up on a simple thing. Alright, so select this and this, bridge it together. Select this and that. Then bridge it together and then just... Oh no. Hell no. Oh yeah. Let me guess. On my shell, I didn't click on the straightened corners. What? The hell, man. Okay. You know what? From time to time, I will admit to doing a stupid thing and then try to fix it, but everything has boundaries, and my patience being one of it has just ran out, so I'm not doing that thing anymore. Just gonna do 2 segments like this, and like a normal guy, I'm just gonna snap it over here and click this thing over here, and then just add in 1 more and snap this thing over here, and then tell everything that's in here to get deleted. Then isolate this thing, bridge it together, bridge it together, bridge it together, extrude outwards like this, say thank you, then put on a damn symmetry that's gonna go up on the Z, move the symmetry up, flip it around. Congratulations, we just got our silly table done. And yep. No, hell no. When I end up in cleanup hell, what I simply prefer is sometimes just restart. I hate when I do that, but sometimes I do, so yeah. It's easier to sometimes just go ahead and restart on something you previously screwed up than try to fix it. There we go, control backspace. This thing is finished, and this thing is crap. This thing not needed anymore. There we go. So as this thing is finished, just hit it up with a simple chamfer for 0.1 to get that bead of light on the corners. We are not using any turbo smooth, so we're fine for this one. There we go. And just to make it a bit even easier for us, hit it with 1 line. Hit that line from, well, turn off the auto grid, from there to there. Alright, this thing should be at 3 by 3, or no, 2 by 2. Yeah, I've seen that. Clean up on those guys can be fun. One of the greatest thing about getting models imported from ArchiCAD is that every time you import them, they either coming at scale import size of 1000% or 10,000%. And sometimes if whoever was playing with that thing didn't do it properly, it can come in at a random size. So that's even more fun. All right, so select this. All right, and yes, crap, I just deleted the top one, damn it. So that's the top one was supposed to be the actual. All right, go to edit poly, go to shell. Alright, that's okay. Chamfer it. Again with a very small amount of a 0.1. Not bad. There we go. Very, very similar to what we see here. Although, come to think of it, I probably should have had that thing with this bottom part as well. So let's just do that thing here. And before I do that, I'm going to go down to Edit Poly above here, hit it with a symmetry. Yeah, that's going to give me a symmetry out on the top. So what it's going to do for me is allow me to select these two, delete, cap, 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 and cap, cap all of those. Well, of course I'm going to remove these edges. They serve no purpose. They're not going to make or break my model, but there we go. So chamfer, there we go. Now this thing does have pretty much the same thing as these tables. All right, so isolate and de-isolate. Select this thing, and drop out the same texture that we have previously for wood, and of course UV map with a box of, let's say, 100 by 100 by 100, and there we go. We just got the table done. Move this thing to the back. All right, how far? Probably somewhere around here. So we get it to 1. So we got 3 of these. So 1, 2 copies, 2, 3. Okay. So let's select all of them and now place them into position, which will make some. We'll have some logic to where this thing is made. All right. So yeah, I guess this is okay. Okay, select these guys off. There we go. All right, we got those tables in. I'm gonna select this thing, move it back a bit. I'm gonna have to see where I'm gonna put these guys. I don't think they're gonna be here. Oh, you know what? What we can do is probably take these guys off, rotate them 90 degrees, pull them maybe to about here in the corner, which kind of makes more sense. And then at the same time, take this thing and move it over to here like this. Although I might even not put it here, we'll see. But for now, I think this makes more sense. I have to deal with this placing issue. All right, cool. Save it up. All right, what did I miss in the... Okay, so you guys have been chatting a bit. Let's see. All right, normally import CAD all over the place. Yeah, that's fine. Importing a Cine plugin. Never use it. Quite pricey. Yep. Depends how much you use it. Of course, guess it'll be nice. Majority of the models in my office come from those BIM. Okay, so if your office is using BIM models, then cleanup is amazing. You have to work in 3ds Max. You've been told by an architect that modeling in Revit and SketchUp is more quick. It's quicker than in 3ds Max. That is somewhat true, but if you're going to be doing rendering, then not so much true. Because guess what? You do your model in SketchUp or you do your model in Revit, then you want to render it out with 3ds Max. Then it means that some poor soul out there is going to have to continue working on whatever that you did. And if the import just did a mess of your entire scene, he's not going to be a very happy guy or a happy girl. He's going to spend a lot of time cleaning that thing up. All right. Now, what am I missing? All right. What texture am I using on wood? A random one. This one, cherry wood. Or you can use V-Ray for SketchUp, that's okay. Alright, that's fine, I guess. You know what? Let's just do something like this. Dude, this is a preview texture. I don't need to use a 4K texture just so I can see something that's supposed to be a preview. I think that these are like, I don't know, like 1K, 2K textures. I'm not gonna keep that thing open anymore. That's fine. All right, so we finished up this seating arrangement over here. The only thing that I'm missing here is these small ottomans, and they're actually nothing complicated, just a cylinder which you can sit on. Just let's create one or two. So let's go 20 with 50, that's fine. Turn off the auto grid. All right, that's fun. Yeah. Scotty, that's actually quite right. When you're working with architects, they tend to do that thing. And what they do is they leave you with a model that you have to clean up quickly. And it's not really that hard. Especially if they've already placed everything where it's supposed to be. All right, collapse that. Where are you from, Scotty? Or where are you guys from? I'm curious. All right, collapse that. South Africa. I've had some clients from South Africa. A bunch of nice guys. Alright, that's okay. So we got people from Czech Republic, we have Singapore, Prague, Netherlands. You people represent from everywhere. Oh, hell no, this looks like a barrel though. Denmark, Albania, Macedonia, everywhere. People are everywhere. Okay. Alright, that's fine. I just need to do this thing so it's not so... So we got Spain, Javier Rodriguez. Nobody would guess, seeing what your name is, that you're from Spain. Yeah, see, that's the funny thing about Spanish people. Everybody's like, when they laugh, they go like hee or he, and this is what Spanish people go like. They go like hee in yeah, or just like je. Alright, turbo smooth, that's fine. I just want to have a quick. Alright, one iteration, that's fine. Alright, in here, drop this thing and alright, let's go with the extrude. Come on, I got 1 more minute. I need to finish this thing up. Alright, move down. So, chamfer, small chamfer, very small chamfer. Another turbo smooth. Boom, done. We have a seat that we can. I'm just gonna drop a cylindrical cap. That's fine. Hit it with a texture. Oh no, does not work this way. So let's go with leather small. I'm gonna have to kind of go in and reduce the tiling because I have no proper UV. Okay, so this will not work this way. I'm gonna have to go ahead and scale this thing outwards. There you go. So it kind of overlaps now. And that works. Yeah, it kind of works. 3x3. There we go. Easiest thing ever. I don't have to unwrap anything. This is fine. So I'll put one of these guys up next to it. Just drop it in poly because I don't want to see that thing anymore. So one over here. Select these two guys. 2 copies and boom. Bob's your uncle. We're done with this thing. Select all of these guys off, give them a different color, and we're 1 minute above 6 p.m., which means our time for this stream is finished. Today, we did make nice headway on creating our seating arrangements. We created quite a bit of the outside as well. We created the fence, we created the tarp. Here we have the seating, so that's gonna be about it. Anyways, I would like to thank everybody who was with me today. You guys are great. I had some fun with this, and hopefully you will be with me on the next stream where we will continue creating more stuff about this place and slowly turn it into a nice looking cafe. Anyways, like I said, it's been a pleasure, and you guys take care. And like I always say at the end of all of my streams, well, peace.